Welcome to the Mad Panda podcast, where hip hop doesn't have an expiration date. I am Nate, along with my co-host Silas, and today we're diving deep into everything hip hop. So let's get it.
All right, and as usual, if you guys are liking what you hear, please like, subscribe, and share so we can keep building this thing.
Yes, indeed.
So today we're kind of starting off with no real, solid topic, but
Yeah,
there was the stuff about Joey Badass, his album being kind of held up by the label, and I'm not sure if you have details about what
yeah,
was going on about that.
yeah. With that, so pretty much what I got out of the little article I read and the little post that I read out of it is that Joey Badass pretty much said that he don't know the reason why they're holding his out back.
Which label was he on?
I think it was Columbia, I believe. And he said that the album is done, 100% done. He said they're not waiting on sample clearances. He just holding it up for the sake of holding it up. And so I don't know so what we trying to talk about is, do you think the labels know what they're doing, or do you feel like they just kind of like just want to like mess with, I guess, the art in a way? Like I know they don't want to mess with art because one, that's money in there that they gotta,
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the
it's money that
labels,
they can control. So
I mean, it's arguable if labels ever know what they're really doing, but I'm sure they have some
Yeah.
sort of plan. Either it's maybe building up some sort of, it might be like a manufacturer controversy, kind of writing off like with the clips for how they had to drop labels because they wouldn't clear the
the
tendering
feature.
feature. So maybe they're like, because I think that helped drive that album a little bit because it brought it into the forefront. So maybe they're trying to do something like that. So maybe just him saying that he's trying to drive up, anticipation for the album.
Got you.
Maybe there's something coming. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with his little battling the West Coast earlier this year.
Yeah,
Maybe they're trying to like, who knows what the
try to
reason
keep
is.
everything like down, make sure everything died off or something like that.
That, I mean, it seems to me like they would have been better to drop it in the midst of that.
Yeah,
Because his name is already out there.
Yeah,
And now that's kind of died off a little bit. And so maybe there's something coming. Maybe they're in the,
yeah.
they got some plans. Their marketing people are putting something together.
Honestly, yeah. For me, it's I don't trust labels.
Nah.
And that's just, I think that's just where I come from.
Well, they'll never make a decision that's in the favor of the art or the artist.
Yeah.
They're always going to make a decision in the favor of
Without this.
Yeah, for them. What's going to make them more money? So
Yeah. Which I mean, in their eyes, I can't really blame them because they look at it as a business.
yeah,
But it just sucks when you are put in that position. Like Joey said, like the album is completely done. He said even like there is nobody who's releasing that album at the time he's releasing it, so he's not stepping on anybody's toes or anything like that. So it's just for the sake of just not dropping it.
yeah,
And this is kind of crazy because like this is why like independent artists, one, because they get to do whatever they want,
Yeah.
they get to release whatever they want. Because it's an artist name. I don't know if you're familiar with Currency.
I know the name. Man, he's been around for a little while, right?
Yeah, he's been around for a hot minute, and he drops like projects, like he dropped quarters on the street or something like that. He just dropping them. And they asked him one day, they was like, "Do you think that you dropping so many projects is bad because you just putting out so much quantity of music?" And I like what he said. He said no, because he said for his fans is why would it be a bad thing for me to keep putting out music like that?
Yeah.
He's like, it's not like it's gonna expire. He's like, it's not like you buying groceries and you gotta hurry up and eat the apple or something like that. He's like, oh, the music's gonna be there. He's like, I'm gonna just put everything out and you get to it when you get to it. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, there's some things you might hear 10 years ago that you finally that you heard today that you might fall in love with, that you just didn't hear because I had put out a massive amounts of music. So I agree with that logic.
My only counter to that would be as long as it's good. Like if you're just dropping stuff constantly, chances are there's gonna be a lot of crap in there. So
yeah,
if you're making good stuff, one group is doing that right now. It's Shrapnel. We've talked. They were like my favorite album last year.
Yeah,
They recorded while they were on tour 3 albums with 3 different producers.
Oh, okay.
And the first one dropped last month, and then the other one dropped yesterday.
Oh, okay.
And then the third one, yeah, and they're also dropping them. Typically, records come out on Fridays now, but they're dropping theirs on Tuesdays or something like that. So, and then the next one comes out in September.
Okay.
Or no, yeah, September. So
it's like a month from.
Yeah, so there's 3 separate albums that they're putting out. So
Yeah.
And when we get to our album of the week, I'll talk more about those two. That's what I'm going to talk about. But the fact that they're putting out a lot of stuff. They just put out an album out middle of last year too, so that's a pretty decent run that they've had.
Yeah.
And one of the guys is going to put out a solo album. Kremrock, he put out a solo album later this year as well too. Yeah, I can't remember if Catcher did or not, but they've all got stuff going on. But yeah, they're putting stuff out on a regular basis. It's quality. So
yeah. Well, yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. So, and like Currency was saying in that interview, where he's like, it doesn't matter if you get to it now or not. It's still gonna be there by So
that's true.
Yeah, you can really just sit with the music you like from him right now, and then you can go back to those songs that he just released or released like 12, years ago or just like that, and you can fall in love with those songs all over again, or for the first time that if you're hearing it.
And I think it also comes down to artists and what they're doing with the music. Like if they're trying to make money, you're not going to do that, because if you're just dropping stuff constantly, you're not going to sell as much, because your hardcore fans can't not necessarily afford to buy stuff every week or every month, however often you're dropping it.
Yeah.
So they're just going to pick up stuff here and there, or they're only going to listen to it on like Spotify. So then you're only getting fractions of a fraction of a penny. So you're not making money that way. Because that's if you're putting out like the traditional models, you put out an album every year, every couple of years, and it builds up demand, and then you drop it out and it goes good. So if you're dropping a whole bunch for art's sake, that's cool, because you're just putting music out there for people. And if you make a little bit of money, cool. If not, as long as people are listening to it, right?
Yeah. And like going back to this interview with Currency, he talked about all this. He was saying that he feeds his core fans for anything, because he said a lot of artists try to like ride the wave of trying to see what this dude's on, that dude's on.
So just trying to kind of match whatever's popular.
Yeah, so they can like appeal to the casual listener.
Okay.
But he's like, a lot of people be neglecting their core fans. He said he just strictly feeds his core fans, and he's like, that one core fan might equal up like 10,000 regular casual listeners, because he's that one core fan is probably gonna buy everything.
Yeah, he's gonna buy the shirt. He's gonna buy the button.
So he's
download. He's gonna go to the show.
Yeah, so like, and Currency is a very like a titan in the industry, like independent industry underground industry. He's like a titan.
He was on a major level at one point, wasn't
he? Yeah, he was with Young Money.
Okay.
He started off with Young Money.
That's Trade's thing, right?
Lil Wayne.
Okay.
Yeah, Lil Wayne first. First made Young Money. He started off on there, but I heard that Currency always had an independent mindset. So I just him and how Wayne wanted to work was like so he got dropped off of there. I don't know if he left or he got dropped, but that was like the best decision he ever made, because he's been independent ever since. That I believe, I'm not too sure, but he been independent ever since, and he became a titan in the underground world. And like a lot of people try to like copy his system and stuff like that, but they can't, because one, he has a system where he sets up, right? Well, like you said, it's quality music still coming out, even though it's a lot of it still. So it's not he's not jeopardizing the quality of his music. Some people don't like the way he rap. I kind of can see, you know what I'm saying? Because he has.
I've heard his stuff. I think actually might have a record of his. I think one he did with. I want to say he did an album with Harry Frog.
Oh, okay.
I might be confusing it with somebody else, though. Obviously, so
yeah,
look at that. But I know I've heard his stuff before. It's just.
As much music he dropped, he might have something with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, some people might not like the way he rap, but regardless, his core fans love it, and he's definitely one to look at in that independent round. I think him and Tech-9 are like one of the two biggest.
Yeah, but Tech-9 stuff constantly, doesn't it? And he's all on his own too. So.
Yeah, and I think like money wise, they gross the most like independently, I believe.
One of the other ones I was going to say is Atmosphere, we've talked about before, because they put out an album almost every year. It seems like they do full albums, full promotion, do tours with them and stuff.
Yeah.
And they just announced a new album just last like 2 weeks ago. I think they announced it. Yeah, actually, they put a post out. And he's like, after 30 years, I decided, I've come to,
yeah.
I got to change up what I'm doing and all this and that. And then an album drops, like, so, that was our promo stuff. But yeah, they've put stuff, and it's all independent. It's on their own label.
Okay.
And they, I'm sure they're pushing, I don't know how many, I would imagine they're probably selling 30, 40,000 units, physical copies.
Yeah.
For an independent artist, and they're taking home, I'm sure, they're making good money, and then they tour constantly.
Yeah.
So they're always making stuff. So yeah. So again, they're one that's consistently putting out music.
Yeah. I mean,
doing it their own way.
Yeah, but that's the beautiful thing too. They do it their own way. They don't have nobody to tell them no.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying like not tell them no. Like I obviously want somebody to tell them no if it's trash. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
hopefully. But like just like they don't have nobody to stop the creativity flow that they have, that they want to put out there.
Yeah.
So
because like another one on opposite example would be Cool Keith. I mean, he has put out so much stuff, and some of his stuff is top tier, like best of.
That's time. That's Dr. Octopus.
Yeah. And then other stuff he has put out is just crap. I mean, but like I said, he's put out, I think I looked it up, and he's got like 50 releases or something like that.
Jesus.
Yeah. And, there's a lot, he's one that, it's cool he's got the freedom to do that. And, he's put out some really good stuff, but it's like, maybe he needs somebody there to like, feel just like, just a little bit. But at the same, it's like, even the worst stuff is some interesting, there's something interesting in it. So, yeah, I don't know. There has to be a balance, I guess, at some point.
Do you like when an artist take their time to push out a release? Like, or do you like it when they can flood the market?
I mean, obviously, it's like I want to hear new stuff, but I also want an artist to take their time and do it right. I mean, I come from, the time when there's a huge machine that you have to push through, so you couldn't just drop something on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I was used to like De La Soul, they put an album out about every 2 years or so.
Okay.
Yeah. So they took their time. In this day and age, I mean, at that time it was like, oh, it's only been 2 years. It's cool. Nowadays it's like, it's been an album like a week ago. Why aren't they putting out another album now? Everything is so fast moving these days. So it's, again, it's a different world, but I just want it to be good. But yeah, I do get eager to like hear stuff. I mean, one of my favorite non-hip hop groups is a band called Tool.
Okay.
Which actually, with our conversation with Rage and stuff, that should have come up, but we'll talk about that. All right. But they took, I don't know, it was 10 or 12 years between the most recent album and the album before that. It was 10 or 12 years. And there was some legal issues going on with their old label and things like that that held it up.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, back when I was still in California, my buddy and I went to the show, and we actually ran into the drummer from Tool.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. He was lit. But we're standing on the curb outside this little club in downtown, like Midtown LA.
Okay.
Talking to this dude, and he was like, "Oh my God, you should hear the stuff we're making. You guys are gonna just get blown away. And we're almost done. We're getting there. We're so close." And that was 10 years before the album came out. Like,
really?
Yeah. So my buddy and I always joke about that, like how he was telling us 10 years prior
that
Damn. But yeah, and it was a good album. So it was, I guess, worth the wait. But at the same time, it's like, come on, guys, let's do something. So I think, and I don't want to sit and say that bands or artists owe fans, but in a way they do.
What you mean? What you mean by it?
Like if I'm an artist, I don't owe you a new record all the time. But at the same side, you're especially if I'm making my living off of my art.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't release the album, my fans are going to go away, and
okay.
Yeah. So it's kind of, there's that, again, it's a balance. There's, I don't owe the fan, or an artist doesn't owe his fans anything, but you should also try to give them something because they're standing there beside you.
Yeah.
They're waiting, or they're sitting there.
Yeah. They
Tool fans are crazy anyway. They're like nuts. So, yeah. But, yeah. So I think, I don't know. I think the artists should take their time, but they should also make an effort to get stuff out there for the fans to appreciate it, and to kind of reward the longtime fans.
Yeah. So for me, it's kind of, I do like when an artist can take their time. Like, obviously it has to be good. It has to be good. But not even on the aspect of having to be good. It's just like, especially if it's like a full length project, like if it's like 22 songs on there or something like that. I just like it when you have time to digest the album, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because if they drop a full album and then a month later they're pushing something outside, and you're like, I haven't had a chance to finish listening to that first album.
So, exactly. And like we was talking about with the Luca album that recently dropped not too long ago, that I like every song on there, I'm starting to have like different favorite songs.
Okay.
So it's kind of like I'm having time to digest
the whole album
instead of like me listening to the album for that first week or something like that, or even the first month, and then just being like, okay, I'm on to the next one. Yeah. Because with that, I had to listen to my first song that I loved on there, and then I went to a second song off that album that I loved on there, and then now I switch up to a third song, which is close to the end of the album that I start to love on there. And so you get time to really love the album itself, rather than just like, oh, it was a cool album. You be like, no, that was a great album, because now you get all the references, you get everything you didn't catch the first time or the first couple times. So that's what I'm saying. Like for me, I do like it when they at least have a little space in between there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not saying you got to take 4 or 5 years, you know what I'm saying, or even 2 years to release something, but just give me a little space to like really love this right here.
Like, I think a year is probably a good, like a minimum. Anything more than a year, I think it's kind of nice, because some groups they'll drop like a remix single or something like that, or they'll drop an EP.
Yeah.
Like I remember when America's Most Wanted came out by Ice Cube, and then it was maybe a year or so later, Kill Will
came out,
and that was cool. Like, it was like, it just kept going on, and then and I always get it wrong, so I can't remember if it was Death Penalty or
Death Certificate.
Death Certificate. Sorry, sorry, people. But it kept it going and kept and even like Digital Underground did that. They dropped Sex Packets. Excuse me, Sex Packets was their first album, and then I think it was called This is an EP release, came out later after that, and then I can picture the cover of the album. I can't think of the name of their but the one with like Snow Nose Job and that on it. So that they carry it over, and it kind of so it gives you time. So maybe a year and a half you get an EP, and then another year and a half you get into the
digest.
Gives you time to dig in, but it also gives you something to carry over. So
and Tyler, like I said, even with that, like in that certain album, like you have some songs that's not too good on there too. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you fall in love with them, but you get used to them. You know what I'm saying? In that way.
Yeah. So, and like you said, you listen to the album and there's like something stands out immediately, and you're like, that's your song. But then you listen to it again and you're like, oh wait, this one.
Yeah.
Like, since it kind of grew on you for a second. Or, something caught you and you realize what was actually being said, or something like that. So it gives you time to really see. And I shoot myself in the foot on this all the time, because I listen to so much music. Like, an album will come out, and then every Friday there's probably 5 or 6 albums minimum that come out that I want to listen to, because it's like not just hip hop, just like in different
genres.
Yeah, and I've actually toned down a lot of the other stuff. I've listened a lot more to hip hop lately since we started the podcast.
Yeah,
so if I was really digging into everything that always, there's probably like 20 albums a week that I want to listen to. So that's where I shoot myself on the foot, where I don't dig into things as much. Like I digged into the Luke album a lot the first 2 weeks, but then I moved on to other stuff, and I keep wanting to go back. But
I still can't. I'm still on the Luke album in a way. Like, I just got to listen to it, I think, a couple days ago for like the 5th time. And like, no, it's a good album. Like, it's a very good album. You know what I'm saying?
I think it really should be on the best of, like, the top 10 for the year minimum.
Honestly, I mean, I don't know what this rest of this year will be looking like, but I know the clips dropped and everything like that. I listened to the album, but honestly, I will put
Luke was far better than that.
Yeah, I will put Luca's album over there.
Yeah, I think we talked about, like, the Clips album was good, but it's not overly memorable.
Yeah, yeah, it was like yeah, like I said, it wasn't like the lyrics and stuff was there. Like
Yeah,
I like that. I like the maturity that they had. They talk about their dying parents and stuff like
yeah.
that. It was all there. I loved it.
But it's
But
like okay,
but like
yeah,
the comparing it to the Luca album, that was something different, man.
yeah.
That's
And I'm disappointed because I haven't seen as many people talk about that one.
yeah.
You know,
I mean, I'm fairly sure he's still underground. So
yeah,
and
yeah,
I don't know if he has any plans to become mainstream, especially the was it the topic matters that he talk about. So
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I think this would have been a good album
to boost him
to
up there,
put him out there because it, being produced by Static Select, it has that
yeah,
kind of that New York boom bap feel to it, but with that Southern vibe to it also
yeah,
in the production and then with his, so it kind of like hits both markets. And I think
yeah,
across the board it would get, and with Static Selector's name, it should be putting him up there.
yeah, definitely because that Select does pretty much
Those were
built
a
his
ton of
career
people.
with Joey Badass pretty much because
Yeah,
he definitely did 1999 with Joey.
that's right.
He did I think he did most of the beats off of Before the Money, and then I know he worked on what you call it, All American Badass, and even on this Joey's last album, 2000, he did a lot of
He did all right.
yeah, he did a lot of beats off that one too, which he got one of them was called I think it's Let Me Breathe or Let It Breathe by Joey Badass, like one of my favorite. Yeah, that hands down. Like but yeah, like Lucas should have been up there. Like to me, he's like, definitely should have.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I do on a couple of the groups I follow, his name pops up,
Uh-huh.
but I mean, for the last 3 weeks, it's all been pretty much clips, and it's like
Yeah.
that album to me was just like I said, nothing special. Like it was a decent album, but it wasn't.
I think it's for like the notoriety of it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
especially those are like our mainstream underground rappers. That makes sense. They like,
yeah,
they're kind of representing for the underground, but they're mainstream. You know what I'm saying? Because they got Pharrell with them. They got,
yeah. So kind of they've drawn
they
that.
got the Kendrick features. You know what I'm saying? So they got a lot of the Tyler the Creator feature off of there too. So
Yeah,
they got a lot of things they can work with. So I mean, I understand why people gonna put it probably as the greatest, not the greatest album of the year, or the best album of the year.
I guarantee it'll be on a bunch of people's lists.
Yes, it is, and I already, I already seen a couple people already talking about it, saying that this
Yeah,
is gonna be the album of the year, and I think it's gonna be more just because it's the popularity of the album.
yeah. There's a big. I
Whether
mean,
they,
having Pharrell's name and Kendrick's name and
yeah,
Tyler's
because
name.
like I said,
Yeah,
if y'all take a listen to that Luca joint, A Lost Language Found, that joint right there, man,
it's a
I feel like
beautiful
it
record.
blows everything else out for water.
Yeah, like we've
Yeah,
talked about this stuff before. Like they're full projects. They're not collections of songs. They're full albums that are from front to back. They're solid. Just
yeah,
and they flow all the way through. And I love on this one we talked about the and I don't know if it's created for the album or if they found some samples was like the documentary
oh yeah,
voicing, and then I like the way that he does examples of the language, which just
yeah,
cracks me up. It's like,
yeah. What
yeah,
the
the
Southern
Southern
people
cut,
talk,
yeah,
yeah,
but it's everything about that was just put together so well. And yeah, the production on it, like Static Selector's always, he's one of those that I've always liked, but I've never really like put him in like my top producer categories. Yeah, I've never really thought about it, but this album, I think,
he
definitely puts him in that. At least he should be mentioned,
yeah, yeah,
because it's a solid album all the way through. Like it's very well produced. So,
yeah. Like I mean, for when you say that now, I'm thinking about like Status Selectors like Run, and I'm like, yo, he really be producing albums like
really, like,
yeah, because like I said, like he does like the stuff with Joey, you know what I'm saying? Like he does like kind of like I don't want to say full on projects with people, but like I said, the majority of Joey's stuff was Static Selected beats. And so I'm just thinking, I'm like yeah, man, he might like I get you said he's not really never really been up there as producer like in my head, but he might have to be because like I said, the stuff that he's been having and the stuff that I've been hearing from him has not been like it's not been bad at all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, definitely with Static Selector. I just have to, definitely give his props on this last album with Luca because he did his thing. Luca did his thing on it. I love the features that was off of there. Like everybody, like Luca came with it from front to back, man. There was only a couple songs where I felt a little iffy, but like I said, I've been digesting it, so they've been growing on me. They've been growing on me. So it's definitely for me. This is the album of the year.
I was just looking up some of his work, Static Selecta. So
Okay,
he's got a few of his own, and then work with Saigon, Terminology, still a couple with Terminology, Freeway, Funky Knuckles, Freddie Gibbs, Slaying, Action Bronson, Rex, Terminology, Strong Arm Steady, another Bumpy Knuckles, Jared Evans, familiar with him, Ransom, King Crooked, Mills, or Millies, KR Latif, I'm not sure, another Terminology. Oh, he's done the Trill Static albums with Bun B. I was going to say he did a work with DGK, but I think one of the Bun B. He did a Paul Wall album.
yeah.
CJ Fly. I actually really like that album. Now I didn't realize he produced it. It's Report of CJ Fly.
CJ Fly.
It's actually a really good album. I didn't realize he produced it. Yeah. Bobby J from Rockaway. Coda the Fiend. Bun B again. Another Coda the Fiend. Another Bun B. Another Bun B. They did 4 of the Trill Statics. Another Coda Fiend, and then most recently Luca.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's. Yeah, I mean, with those names, I mean, those are all like big, like, not mainstream, but like, mainstream underground. Like what you were saying, they're not like, they're like platinum selling artists, but well, although UGK might be, but they're not ones you see on, mainstream radio or anything like that. But they're all big names, so some stuff. So hopefully, this Luca one gets a little bit more play because it's a beautiful album.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm looking for it. And like they ever like ask me my opinion, or they tell me like I'm telling them that Luca Lost Language Found definitely need to be considered as one of the albums of the year.
Yeah,
or the album of the year, honestly. I think it fights with that Clip album.
Oh, and it's way above the Clips album. I mean, there's other ones in between it too.
Yeah,
so we'll get to that in a few months, right? I was gonna say just on our Luca appreciation spiel here, he has one of the best 3 album runs of any artist of all time. I think if you look at Blackface, Village Needs Water, and this one. I don't think there's been too many artists that have put out that solid of a back-to-back 3 albums.
Yeah, I love them. And honestly, though, like you said before, so I don't know if you listened to his other projects before.
A little bit I have recently, and they're good, and I haven't dealt in some heavy, but they don't feel quite as cohesive.
Okay.
But they're like, the beauty's there. It's just kind of a little more loose.
Okay.
But it was on that Permanent Blackface album that I think everything just like came together.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the Village Needs Water. The Village Needs Water?
Yeah, they really, the Village Needs Water.
Yeah. That one was just such, I think we've talked about this before, how they were 2 different albums. Like one is so
heavy,
depressing, but beautiful at the same time. Another one is such a more spiritual, uplifting album.
Yeah.
And then this one is kind of that mix, kind of in the middle, where it has tinges on both ends. It has the kind of upbeat spiritual side, but it also has some serious, and the Village Needs Water is a serious album, but it just has a more positive overall vibe. So
exactly.
So anyway, that's our Luca appreciation moment.
I do want to listen. Like, I need to go back and listen to because I heard a couple songs off the Why Look Up, Gods in the Mirror.
Yeah,
that album. And I'm loving everything. I heard like 3 songs off it. I love all of them. So I need to go back and go listen to that.
Like I said, for me, it's just like initial thought was that they weren't quite as cohesive. But again, I haven't sat down and listened to it front to back.
Yeah,
it's like solid. Like I've started to kind of in it, But yeah. So they may be, but I do think he's definitely matured as an artist. And
I wanted to make like a soulful album next. I mean, I don't know what his plans are. You know what I'm saying? But I believe he can definitely execute a lot of things that certain artists can.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, I guess that's our Luca appreciation moment for now.
Every episode is either going to be Luca or Big Creek. So, for now, and we'll have some other ones, I'm sure, eventually.
Yeah.
Well,
back to the label thing.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, hopefully the Joey Bada comes out and then it's a good album. Yeah, I know you sent me the link, but I didn't get a chance to listen to it. Did you like the song itself?
Yeah, I did like the song. At first, it was like it's called ABK, and I don't know what's that, but just yeah, but it has like I don't think you might not like it at first because it has like this kind of like trap beat to it at first, but then it switches over on the second half and it has this real '90s like it's a real boom bap.
Okay, so he's doing both, like.
Yeah, but I mean he's going hard on it.
Yeah,
okay. He's pretty much Joey is crowning himself as the king of New York, and that's what's going on through this song. I'm pretty sure that's what's probably gonna happen through this album, whatever he.
It's just going to be like his braggadocious. It's just like this is.
Well, this is definitely gonna be braggadocious, but I think it's him really trying to solidify himself as the king of New York. It was as like the the guy from New York. If that makes sense, because like a lot of Kendrick is the guy from the West,
so he wants to be.
So he wants to be the guy from the East. You know what I'm saying? That kind of aspect.
Who of modern rappers? Who is his kind of competition over there right now?
Nobody.
No.
And in his city, nobody. Nobody. So I mean, it's kind of sad to say, especially where hip hop began. Came from and began. And there was a lot of MCs coming out of there that definitely. And like we always said, even when Joey first came out, we always said, even blogs and everything like that, we all said Joey was born in the wrong era. Joey was born in the wrong era. Because he's far better skilled than anybody of his caliber that's coming out of New York.
Yeah.
And I mean, I really do agree with that within even with the lyricists Dave East or even like a Benny the Butcher and stuff like that. I believe Joey's better than them. You know what I'm saying? So like skill wise. So I'm not sure where I'm not sure where he's like saying that he don't. And he's trying to become the king of New York. I just feel like it's a hard thing to battle because the people you're battling, like they really don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like in your city.
Well, I mean, New York has always been a big. It's either Jay-Z or it's Nas.
Yeah.
Biggie. Realistically, it's going to be Garrett's One or Rakim. Obviously, but Biggie or So he's kind of already like built-in obstacles there. You can't really battle that. But I mean, you do. I think there needs to be eras because I mean, same thing like with with West Coast. Kendrick is the MC now. But, years ago it was Snoop, and then it was Ice Cube.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's got to be in that era and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, that's just where he just stands at right now. And even though, like you said, like that's the people like he would never get over, like with the Nas and everybody, Jay-Z and everything. Those same people have, I guess, gave him the coast.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
So it's like they gave him this is we passing the baton to him type of stuff. But I feel like I guess the rap community still hasn't accepted Joey Bada as one of those I don't know what it is. I love his music. I think he's a great MC.
Yeah, I really like the 1999 album a lot. It is a really good album.
And the fact that he was 17 when he did is incredible. But I just don't know why, everybody can't come to a unanimous decision saying he's the guy in New York, the spitter. You know what I'm saying? So I think these past couple years, the people in New York just had a different sound and they kind of embedded their own sound, if that makes, because back then, if you think about New York, you think about gritty boom bap, that type of stuff, or even on the other side, like the puffy, like the flashiness, you know what I'm saying, that type of stuff. But lately, New York hasn't been sounding anything like that. It hasn't had a distinctive sound either.
Yeah.
So it's kind of just been everywhere. So
it's all over. I was gonna say you mentioned Benny, so Griselda does have that '90s vibe on a lot of their stuff, but they also kind of delve into the trap stuff too.
The traps too.
So they're kind of like you said, it's all over the place. Yeah, and even I mean, there's a lot of kind of indie, independent artists that are doing the whole boom bap.
That's not from New York,
But I mean, even from New York, but they're kind of at that underground still. They're not really, if you're on some of the different blogs and follow some of the smaller labels and stuff, you'll see them, but you're not seeing them on any mainstream, any shows or anything like that. So,
and honestly, I would have to blame New York for it. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just like in a way, like I'm not. I mean, I was born in New York, but I'm not from New York. It's not from the South, but I would have to blame New York just because if you have somebody like a Joey Badass who is really repping for New York, it's
should
like
come behind them and
yeah, you should definitely
support
come behind them, definitely play them on the radio. But like what I hear that a lot of people saying when they go to New York, they don't hear New York artists on the radio. They hear
Nah.
people from the South. They hear Kendrick. They hear Drake, but they don't hear New York artists.
Yeah.
So I don't know, like I don't
Well,
know if
it kind of goes to the whole thing of where are you listening to? If you're listening to the mainstream radio, that's probably true. You're going to play whatever popular. But if you're out on the street, what are people, playing in the cars? I'd be curious, like, what are the locals? Are they playing all the pop stuff? Are they playing, the local big artists? I'd be curious to see how that is,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I feel like the still like, the record, not the record, but the radio station should be still behind those artists.
They used to be. I mean, yeah, like the state, what was it, Katie, I think in LA? They did play all hip hop, but yeah, they would really support their local artists.
The local artists,
Bay Area had labels that did, or stations that backed their artists. And what was the big one in New York? There was like the
Hot 97 or something like that.
Yeah, there was one before that. I can't think of. I don't know, but they would support their hometown artists, and like LA, like on the Sway King Tech show, they would always have like West Coast artists battling East Coast artists. They would try to like bring them up and stuff. And, but they always back the home team, things like that. So yeah, I mean, I think again, it's just I've talked about it before how the world's changed. It's not the same. Everything's more. The internet's opened everything up, so much you can access so much quicker and easier, and there's no build up for things. It's like you can drop an album every week, put it out on Bandcamp or Spotify. Just keep dropping music. Where in the past you had to get that label behind you if you wanted anything to be able to push it. So,
so with Joey, in this whole album thing, this could be a play his book,
just trying to build up some
anticipation
for it.
I mean, I could definitely see that going that way, where he's trying to build some kind of anticipation, where he's having this fake fight with the label. Or it could be actually serious to where they really just doesn't release.
Maybe he's got a Kendrick feature they don't want to put out. That would be awesome though.
They were kind of
battling. Well, he called him out.
That would be dope. But
I can see them on a track there.
Oh, it's definitely.
And I would like to hear Kendrick on some East Coast, like old school people.
Oh yeah,
so I think
he would definitely sound good. I mean, he has been on like certain things before like that, but I do love when he's on those kind of like because his flow was just different. You know what I'm saying? But I would love to see him kind of go back to that in a way.
That'd be kind of cool.
Just to give us a little song here, a little there.
Yeah.
But with the Columbia records, with Joey, if y'all need to,
just do a letter writing campaign. Everybody write your Columbia records. Tell them put the album out.
Yeah, put that out. Because I didn't realize how big of a Joey fan I was until this recent battle. With Ray Vaughn and the West.
Ray Vaughn is you just how much you like this.
Well, yeah. But it also reminded me, like, I was like, damn, I listened to every album that he put out. Like it was, I didn't realize it too. I was like, oh, I listened to every album that he put out, and so like I was like, oh yeah, I guess I am a Joey, a big Joey Badass fan. So,
well, 6 months ago I wouldn't have cared, but after that battle, you introduced me to it because I never the few things I'd heard I didn't, and pulled me in. But listening to that 1990 album, 1999, I was really blown away and disappointed. I hadn't heard that originally, so I'm actually looking forward to hearing this one. I need to check out the song you sent me.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's all I got for so that's for that.
Since we didn't run as long as last time, I think we got time for our. Do you want to do recommendations or you want to do the hat first?
Let's do that. Let's do the hat first.
All right. See how long I have to right? All right. What do we got? By Boston's MC, but I don't think.
I would said 5 bosses.
Boston MCs.
Oh.
So I would put, just off the top of my head, Esoteric, Ed OG, Guru. He's originally from Boston.
Really?
Yeah. So throw him on there. No, there's other groups from there I can't think of. See, I can't even do it. So you go to this one, top 5 posse cuts.
Posse cuts. Okay.
Yeah. So the first one in my mind is Scenario from Tribe Called Quest that had Busta Rhymes and them on it. The next one that's going to come to mind is Buddy by De La Soul, which was them and Tribe and Jungle Brothers. And then the next one would be the Jungle Brothers track, Doing Our Own Thing, which had Tribe and De La and Queen Latifah on it. And Money Love, I think, too. So those would be my first 3 ones that I can think of. And then 2 classic, I guess you would call posse cuts, would be Stop the Violence. I don't know if you remember that one.
Mm-hmm.
So it was Boogie Down Productions spearheaded it, but it was a song. It's like a 3 or 4 minute long song, but it's got KRS-One, Just Eyes, Public Enemy, Big Daddy Kane, MC Light. I mean, it's like Stetsasonics on there. There's a whole bunch. It was this whole, and it was like a Stop the Violence. It was like a positive song. Yeah. And then the West Coast a few years later did their counterpart. We're all in the same game, which was like NWA and Ice-T and King T and can't even remember who was all in that one. But it was like the West Coast version of it. And they both, Stop the Violence, I think, just did a single where West Coast, we're all in the same game. I think did an actual album that had the main song in it. I think they had a bunch of tracks, and it was basically like positive, try to like stop the violence and stuff like that. So yeah,
I think I'm trying to heal the culture.
Yeah, they were done well. So both songs are actually pretty good. So
well, for me, it's gonna be a lot harder because honestly, I can't even think about a lot of posse cuts.
Let's see. I know there's a bunch out there. Like usual, we always draw a blank.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, I could say my first one that pops into my head is One Train or ASAP Rocky. And I think we talked about this before. That's where he had back then he had all the rappers that he
was that the one that had Kendrick on it too?
Kendrick, Big Crit, then Danny Brown, Joey Badass. He had a lot of people on here. Actually, but let me see. Another one is it's actually I don't think a lot of people heard of it too, but it's actually Trade the Truth. I'm on, and he has these you know that song that Return.
Yeah,
that one. He samples that song.
Okay.
He kind of has like this. I heard there's like different versions. It's not different versions, but I heard there's like different parts to it. So like part 1, part 2, part 3.
Okay.
I believe part 2 is, of course, it's my favorite one because it has my favorite artist on there, Crit again. But it has Crit, it has B.O.B., Kendrick, J. Cole, Tyga. It had
a variety.
Yeah, it had a lot of people on there, and that's another posse cut.
Just remember that this should have been my first because it's the greatest posse cut of all time.
What's it?
The Symphony, Juice Crew. Do you remember that one? Off of Marley Martin Control Volume 1, and it had Master Ace, Craig G, Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah, this was the first time we heard Master Ace, right?
That was his first,
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
And I did the whole diving into
Master Ace.
Yeah, that was the one. Okay. Yeah.
And it samples the Otis Redding Hard to Handle piano loop.
Yeah.
This is a great beat. But yeah, there's growing up, I think, like not growing up, but in high school, junior high school, one of the big debates was always who had the better verse. Was it Cool G Rap or Big Daddy Kane?
Yeah.
And
who'd you think was it?
Probably gonna have to go with. Maybe
been a while. You gotta listen to it again.
I'm just because there's such good verses. I think it probably comes down to flow. Cool G Rap has one of the most distinctive flows, but Big Daddy Kane has one of the smoothest. So I think his comes off. And there's a song that came out 3 or 4 years ago by a guy named Beans, who was part of Anti-Pop Consortium, and the song is called Bass Reeves.
Okay.
But the concept of the song is this guy dies, and if he walks his path along the light, when it comes to I think it's like a two-headed angel.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, if you want to get into heaven, you have to answer this question. And the question is, who had the best verse? Was it Big Daddy Kane or was it? And so the two heads of the angel go back and forth quoting it and go back. Which is funny because the guy that died is like, I don't know anything about rap, I think. Because they're like, who had the best verse on the symphony? And he's like, the symphony? You mean like classical? Well, I'm going to have to go with Beethoven or Mozart. And they're like, what? Like, so anyway, but yeah, so that is probably hands down the greatest posse cut of all time, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah, and any true hip hop fan would agree with me.
All right. I guess I'm not true hip hop fan, but I agree. But yeah, I'm still trying to. I don't thought of two. I really can't think of too much. I know NWA had a posse cut.
I know. I'm trying. I was just thinking of that.
I can't remember what it was though.
Cool. Theoretically, you want to. Eazy was a solo artist. MC Ren had a solo career. Ice Cube had a solo career, and Dr. Dre had a solo career. So all of NWA was a posse cut.
Say,
yeah, you could do anybody at that point, right?
Say Wu-Tang.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
96 Chambers, the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole thing is a posse cut. Yeah. But I know there is a Dead Waste song that had other people on it.
Yeah, it had a gang of people. Yeah, I can't remember what it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure off the top of my head, but yeah, I don't know. And then, so we're in agreement. Those Symphony is the best, right?
I don't know about that one, but
all right.
Yeah.
It's a classic. At the very least, it's a classic.
It's a classic. It's a classic. It's a classic. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it again because I only listened to it when I was doing that deep dive.
Yeah, it's a good song. Like it's a
yeah.
And I mean, argue all of the verses are good. Like Matt's Ray's, Craig G. I can't think if there was one other person on there, isn't it? Because I thought there was 5. Yeah, I'm not sure, but
yeah.
I
think this gonna be it for me. I've drawn a blank.
All right.
Too many things.
Yeah, I'm surprised I was able to pull some up.
Yeah. Listen to them, baby. Like,
well, I mean, the first 2 were all native tongues, so
yeah,
I should have known those. All right. Finally, just like usual, I mentioned it earlier. Shrapnel.
Okay.
I actually threw up their album with Controller 7 that came out last year. That was my favorite album of last year.
What's this album called?
I should have said. So, Not Planning to Leave. Nobody Planning to Leave.
Nobody Planning to Leave.
Yeah. Great album, in my opinion. Okay. So yeah, they announced earlier this year or a few months ago that they were doing a 3-album month. And apparently they met all these guys while they were on tour. So, and they've done and teamed up with them. I don't know if they recorded albums like at each stop or if they came back later. I'm not 100% sure. But the first one was with the guy, I want to say he's out of either Detroit or Chicago, a guy named Raffi. So Raphy, I believe it is.
Yeah, Raffi.
Yeah, and I'm not familiar with them, but apparently they've seen him and performed with him before and stuff. But just a really good, kind of in the same vein as that album, like kind of it's like progressive boom bap kind of sound.
Yeah.
But just really solid, and I really like them as MCs, Curly Castro, Fremrock. And then so I've listened to that a bit, and it's a solid album, like so far. I think I listened to it twice all the way through, and then random stuff here and there.
Yeah.
And then the other one just came out Tuesday.
Okay.
And it the first one was called Lincoln Continental Breakfast.
Lincoln
Continental Breakfast, like the play on like Lincoln Continental Breakfast. And then the one that just came out was produced by Mike Ladd, who I'm a big fan of. His album, Welcome to the After Future, is one of my favorite albums of all time, and it's kind of a industrial boom bap, spoken word.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It is all kind of rooted in Afrofuturism. It actually has Company Flow, which is LP, his original group, on one of the songs.
Yeah.
But he was a Boston-based kind of poet, MC, producer, but now he's in Paris and he's been out there and he's done some jazz projects and collaborations. But apparently while Shrapnel was on tour, they hooked up with him and recorded this album, and he produced the whole thing.
Hey.
And it's got Mestizo on it, and I think those ones. on one of the tracks too.
Yeah.
But again, just so far, I haven't given it a full listen. I've listened to about half of it. Because it just came out yesterday. So
yeah, so you still got
yeah,
to digest it.
Yeah, so far, I mean, both of those albums are on par with that album, so they'll probably be in my top 10 list. And they have a third one coming out. I forget who that one is produced by, but that comes out next month. So they're basically released an album each month for 3 months. So I'm excited for that one as well too.
So they released one last month.
Yeah, that was the one produced by Rafi
yesterday.
Yeah,
and then they want to release one next month.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think? Well, I don't know right now, but do you feel like they are kind of connected, the albums, or in a way, or you think they're just totally separate albums?
I think they're separate as far as, like, it's not like a concept all the way through that. I can tell, at least not that I've seen or heard, but I think they're connected just because it's the way Shrapnel sounds. I mean, they have their own sound, but
Yeah.
so it has kind of the same vibe across the board. But yeah, I haven't. Yeah, since the second one just barely came out, I haven't had a chance to really delve deep into them. But I would definitely check both of them out if I were you.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
got you.
yeah.
Well, for me, I've been up to the West Coast side. I've been listening to a lot of Larry June lately.
Oh, okay.
And he just released the album, I think about like a couple weeks ago. I think it's called Until Night Comes.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was messing with it. It hasn't really stuck with me yet.
Okay.
But it's a good listen. Like for me, it's not like definitely not,
One year, but just
it's a good listen. Like you just it's good.
Yeah, I haven't heard that one. I've heard some of his past stuff, and again, he's a good MC, and usually, I think he did an album with The Alchemist.
Yeah, he did that one album.
Yeah, it has like a car on the front cover, if I remember right, like a sports. I can picture the album.
Yeah,
I might even actually have a copy of it. But I remember liking the album, but again, nothing like super memorable. But it's still a good album.
Yeah, because for me, I mean, I really don't go for Larry June for like, let's say like lyrics or it's more like just for me mainly. I don't know about y'all, but for me, I go Larry June to ride to like put in my car and drive, and definitely I'm a big fan of that Night Shift album he has.
Okay.
Because I love I like most of the songs off of there except for like one with I can't remember her name, but yeah, most of the joints out there do slap. So, but like, go check out Until Night Comes. Definitely a good ride, good drive music. You know what I'm saying? Something turn your brain off and just float.
Kind of on that note, I've actually been listening to a lot of King T lately.
Oh, really?
And I don't know if you
you just been listening to old stuff?
Yeah, he hasn't. I don't think he's put anything out recently, but his first album, I want to say, was it Payback Some Money, or that might just be the song in there. But like that's always been one of my favorite albums.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and so recently I ended up throwing all of his albums on my phone.
Yeah,
and yeah, again, I do think he was one of the better, like the West Coast, like that. Those gangster rappers from the 90s, like the early. Actually, I think his first one came out in 88 or 89. But yeah, I think it was always one of the better MC and better lyrically. Not necessarily lyricist, but better. Better. But yeah, just good music to groove to and write to. It's all. Yeah. And I hadn't listened to most of some of the albums I never listened to. Other ones I just hadn't listened to in years, and just forgot how what a good sound and a good groove he always has. And his voice, I've always liked his voice. It kind of has like a nasally kind of voice, but it's it's I don't know. I've always been a big key.
Yeah, that's how I feel about when you say what you call it, King T. I think of Be Legit sometimes.
Okay.
And he had some good stuff. Like he had the song called Gotta Buy Dope From Us. And that joint right there is it's slap, man. Like that's my sunny time drive song right there. It's like, I have like certain periods of the day where
certain music sounds
certain music just sound better. And that's just like, the sun's up and just that right there. That song just has that certain feel to it, I could feel like I'm in LA when I'm listening to that song in a way. You know what I'm saying? I've never been to LA, but that's what I feel like. Yeah, but
there was one song that popped up. I don't remember which album, but it was popped up. But I think it was called "Let's Make a Deal."
Okay.
But it had DJ Quick, Kid Frost.
Kid Frost.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah. And then El DeBarge was singing the hook.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like, it was actually not bad.
Hey, that sounded like a slap though.
It was. It had a good kind of, yeah. I had, like I said, I don't even remember which album it's off of. I just threw all the albums on there. But yeah, so yeah.
That bad boy sounded like it was a slap.
Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised at how much I still really liked of all his music. Because it'd been so long since I've listened to it. Yeah. Other than I've had his first album, and I draw a blank on the name again, but had like
you feel like it aged well?
I think it does. After 4, that's the name of that album.
Oh yeah, After 4.
I think it's aged well. I think it's yeah. I mean, it's still definitely 90s kind of West Coast gangster, not quite G-funk, more kind of like pre G-funk. And what I think I appreciate is even later on, his later albums he didn't delve into the whole G-funk sound. Like he still kept his sound. Still rooted in funk. I mean, his albums always had kind of a funk play to it, but not exactly the same as the whole G-funk sound. There's a kind of a different sound, and at least in my mind, people might think I'm crazy, but to me, there is a definite. And he didn't chase popularity, or he just kept doing what he was doing. Yeah, he brought in different people. Being DJ Quick, it's definitely bringing in other people from that era. But
I think some songs just like, or some vibes just never died. Just like even more like "Come to the Most Wanted," that Late Night Hype. Like
that's one of my favorite songs.
Yeah, Other than that night too. Oh yeah. Can't get tired of
that. Brings back memories. We used to cruise around. That song and "Tonight" by DJ Quick was my high school songs, and we cruised around.
Oh yeah,
those 2 songs on loop all the time. Just those were just Late Night Hype and Tonight. I mean, that's we were all cruising around.
Them the ones right there. Yeah, them the ones.
My buddy would take his dad's old Oldsmobile '98.
Really?
Roll around in that. Yeah, good times. Shout out to Rakib if you ever see this.
Well, I guess that's it for me.
Yeah, I think so too. So, all right. Thanks again, everybody, for joining. Please like, subscribe, and share. That's a tongue twister some days. Try to get the word out. Tell your friends, family about the greatest podcast ever.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll come and check us out. So thanks again.
All right. See you guys next week.